Muted it. All right. We're good. You might now come to a seated position. I'm just going to briefly share with you that we're focusing on posture throughout all 12 of these sessions. You can hear me okay? Thumbs up? Beth? Good. Focusing on posture from the feet up. Your posture every time requires everything working, from your toes to your eyeballs, all the time. And for us to focus on the feet only is just giving your mind something to focus on. We're now the third session in, so I'm just going to keep reiterating things that give you stability. Posture, working on posture stabilizes you so that you have better balance. So remember, stability before mobility. And so these kinds of things that we are working on are going to help you increase your stability. You are combined of many different forces moving you. You are biomechanical. Our movement is biomechanical. Isn't that beautiful? That means you respond to forces. You initiate and you respond to forces. And so in that regard, there's pushing and pulling. And in that regard, yoga does more pulling in rather than pushing out. At the same time, you do both, and that stabilizes you. But that's a good little thing to pull, to come into mind when you're in a big warrior two pose. Pull in to strengthen, to stabilize, rather than push back. So you do a bit of pushing back, but if you can have an idea of the proportion or the ratio, that's helpful. And then just before we go into our centering, I want to share this course that I'm working on with Tom Myers, who's an anatomist. And he said, movement has a trajectory, posture has a trajectory. It starts when we're babies and we reach towards something that catches our eye. But we keep doing this pattern of new movement in this trajectory. Movement is experimentation. What works is repeated as a gesture. Gesture becomes a habit. Habit needs a posture to support it. And posture becomes your structure. Voila! This is me at 55. And all of us, we're a collection of habits. And they can be undone. You can undo them and lay new patterns of behavior. You can undo undo your negative habits of the curling forward looking at your phone, or the chopping of the onions, or the driving of the car. So we can undo that and lay in good posture. It just takes a little longer the older we are. And likewise, you can unwind bad habits and lay in good habits, like learn a new sport, like rowing. Then you start to have experimentation of movement to use force to track you through time, or track you through water. You guys can hear me? No. You can't hear at all? I'm going to bring this microphone. And I'm going to check. Microphone Yeti. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, Beth hears me, but Brenda?
I can hear you now, but
I somehow can't hear you. I know you're not muted. Say something, Brenda.
I could hear you, but not very well.
Okay.
When you had it.
About me turning up my volume. Okay, my volume's 100%. Volume's 100%. Beth, am I faint? Faint voice? You can hear me. Beth can hear me. Is there any volume? You can now hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep going. I just wanted to say that yoga is a great tool for this trajectory of movement from experimentation to structure, because yoga works with the structure of the body and it works with the structure of habit. And so you do this daily yoga or weekly yoga over and over and over, and you strengthen. All right, let's center. Brenda, okay?
When you had it on the mat, I could hear. I wonder if the microphone, if it were tilted down a little more.
Okay. I can barely hear you. Pattern game. I'll bring it as close as I can.
Okay.
But remember, in standing poses, I will be
Yeah.
a
I
little
got
bit
you.
away from it. I'm going to lift my voice a little.
Okay.
All right? Try that. Let's center. First, take your spine forward and backward. And just enjoy that little bit of stretch. The great motto that I learned in the class is lengthen the short before you strengthen the weak. So lengthen any tight muscles. So if your low back is tight as you do cat-cow, then put a little extra time and patience into some of our side body stretches and some of our forward folds. If hips are tight, you're going to work on making space when we do a back bend. You'll get information, and when you find information about short, tight muscles, then have a little patience and bring in some gentle movement. Don't overdo. All right. As you're ready, find stillness in the body. And set up your posture. Lower the gaze, go inward, and allow yourself to be guided through these little minor adjustments and see if they help. And if they're unhelpful and you have your own way of bringing in alignment, then do that. The first one is to add a little arch to the low back, rather than the sprawl, like when you sit on a couch. So add a little arch to the low back. And then push the sit bones back. They may or may not move, but there's a pushing back of the sit bones to lift the heart. Feel those as opposite movements, back of the body, front of the body. Keeping that, lengthen the back of the neck by lowering shoulders away from ears. And add just a touch more length to the back of the neck by tipping the chin slightly, millimeters. And then you establish a little negotiation between ease and effort with these slight changes. Take a big exaggerated breath in with this posture. And a lovely long open mouth exhale. Do several of those big exaggerated breaths in. And clearing. Exhales out. Do as many as you need. You're trying to be like a broom that sweeps through the body and the mind, letting go of the day. As you're ready, lean into your own natural rhythm and timing of breath. And having established your posture, you now go deeper within. A bow of gratitude to the mind and all it does to help organize your life. But don't tarry there. Just be the observer of your thoughts. Give the mind off. Give the mind the hour and a half off, the next hour off. Let your body come forward. Having acknowledged the mind, now drop to the heart center. Acknowledge emotions that are present today, this week, this month, this year. Staying back as the witness, the observer of these emotions, a bow of gratitude for your heart that interprets the messages of the emotions. Think emotions. Emotions are often trying to protect us. Again, don't linger there. Drop deeper. Drop deeper within, behind your thoughts, behind your emotions. Drop deeper within to these lower chakras within. And rest. Rest in this vast inner world with eyes closed. Rest in the dark. Let things slow down. Let your breath slow down. Let your body come into stillness. And from this place of presence, we add a pranayama, breath practice, to increase, to lean into our full capacity and indeed increase our capacity to breathe. Postural muscles help you breathe better. When you breathe better, we have better quality of life all around, across the whole system of the body, inside to out. I invite you to breathe in for 4 and breathe out for 6. Let that be a starting point. Repeating and holding an intention to lengthen that exhale, perhaps even double the length of the inhale. If you practice Ujjayi breath, you could bring that in now. Constrain the exhale by tightening the back of the throat, extending that exhale. It's very soothing to the nervous system. One more breath cycle with this focus. Just let that final exhale drift, linger, stretch it out until it's all gone. And once it's completed, release that breath practice. Return to your own natural rhythm and timing of breath. Bring your hands to meet at your heart for Anjali Mudra. Perhaps you add a little energy to the mudra by pressing the heels of the palms together and spreading your fingers out. Thumbs rest at the sternum. Feel how this encourages you to broaden across your collarbones and keep that. From this place of presence, from this place deep within yourself, set your intention. And I share this affirmation. Today I choose to be present to my life rather than to thoughts about my life. Today I choose to be present to my life as it is, rather than to thoughts about my life. And now we join our voices, we join our energy, we lift our frequency and our vibrations to use a single chant of Om to begin our practice. Exhale, inhale, Take a clearing breath in and out. Release your mudra as you're ready and blink your eyes open and welcome. Welcome to your practice. Take a different shape than the position that you chose to center in and move your body lightly. If your legs are not already long, make them long and bend your knees and pedal your feet. And then both legs at the same time. Knees bend and press down. Feel this as a little lengthening of quads. Press down, press down, press down. And then bring right foot to left knee and massage. Just a little massage to wake up the feet. Spread out the toes. And then just remembering what we did for the first practice, the 4 wheels of the foot is the big toe mound, little toe mound, inner heel, outer heel. It's very stabilizing. Feel them, put your thumbs into them, to those places, go up and down the foot, and then open up the toes, pull them apart, see if you can thread them through. Take the toes towards you and then the toes away from you. And then circle and go slow. Take time, get synovial fluid into joints, go the other way. Good. And then I'm going to move this microphone away so I don't clap in your ears. Clap. And drum roll. And bring in some silliness and have fun. This is not a perfect placement or a perfect shape. This is about how it feels in your body. Take the leg out and in like a gate. Oil up that gate. Maybe give a few circles. Good. And then set it down. Did I shake it? I forgot to shake it. Shake it. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And then compare right versus left. And then when you're ready, left ankle to right knee in again. Feel the difference. Feel the temperature. Give it some work. And in the working, in the squeezing, in the spreading open, you are getting blood flow. Don't forget to touch big toe mound, little toe mound. Pull those apart for the front wheel drive. Come on down the heel and go on back up. Thread fingers through, help it out. Take the toes towards your shin, take the toes away. Take it as big or as small as you like. You could be very gentle at the beginning. Go in a circle, go slow, and reverse. What else? The ankle. The ankle, when it's contracted, the outer ankle is very stabilizing when it's contracted. I'll take you through that when we do our wide-legged forward fold. What are we doing now? Clapping. Then the drum roll. Who's your favorite drummer? I never remember anybody's name, much less the song name or the band name. Shake it loose. And I make up words. I take the leg in and out. There's a bad moon on the rise. Yes. For years, I thought there's a bathroom on the right.
I don't think you're alone in that.
Circle. Of course, your peers really quickly let you know how wrong you are. Okay, now with legs long, please take your heels wide for wide-legged forward fold. We're going to build posture here. This is not, at first, it's not about your deepest forward fold. So try to bring that to bear. This is where the strap might help. If you know you're at risk of rounding in the spine, then you might use the strap to help you remember to lengthen and strengthen. You're never going to have a straight spine. We're made of waves, but you can have a tall spine. You can have an engaged spine. And when you engage your muscle, there's a real aliveness. So feel into the aliveness as you feel square hips, square shoulders, a lifted heart, a pulled in belly, a little arch to your low back. And then bend your elbows and pull the drawbridge. Push down through those heels. Let the toes come back towards your knees. You stop wherever you get to. Close your eyes. And just stop where you reach your edge, where you feel you're tempted to round. And just feel this length. Pull in through the belly. Be broad across the collarbones. Keep that neck long and in the same line as your spine rather than bowing forward or drooping. And meet your match. And hold and breathe. Feel your strengthening posture. You can always bend knees. You don't want to overdo anything. Lengthen the short. Okay, and now, either you let go of the strap entirely, as I invite you now to let gravity take over. Keep active through the heels. Keep pressing down through the legs, but you can round the spine and let the heavy bowling ball of the head bow forward and let gravity take over and just breathe here. Go where you get to. Let it now be sort of a stretch of muscles. And while you're in the forward fold, I want you to turn the soles of the feet toward one another and then away from one another. And so this is that shortening at the outside of the ankle, which is a very stabilizing position. Turn the soles of the feet toward one another, and this is a weak position, but whatever contracts must lengthen. So you lengthen it, and then you turn the soles of the feet away from one another while you're bowed forward, should be accessible. And they call it open the book, close the book. All right, and now release that and do the gas pedal. Point the toes forward and then pull toes towards the knees. A gas pedal, forward, backward. Good. And then prepare to rise. Use the core. Lift the upper body away from the lower body. Use your heels, use the backs of your legs, and check in. Gently take yourself out of that pose. That's a lot to ask at the beginning, but it's always good information to know where the muscles are short and where they're tight. And then come into Baddha Konasana. And now here we have the soles of the feet together. Push the 8 tires of the feet and try to keep them there as I ask you to lengthen the outside of your ankles. So it's easy enough to set up the 8 tires. Pull the toes apart. But when I ask you to open and stretch the outer ankles, these tires might come apart. Try your best to keep all 8 tires touching. Stretch the outsides of your ankles and the knees go out. There's almost this internal pulling in of the thighs, and yet you're trying to stretch the outsides of your ankles so the knees are going out, and you've got this push-pull. Now let's add to it. Arms go out wide. Either your arms can support your hips, frame your hips to support your spine, or you bind. If your hands don't bind and you really want to have your hands back there, you could grab that strap. Try to keep 8 tires of the feet connected and lean forward with a beautiful long spine. Try not to round, and try not to bow the head. Push the heart forward and feel long through your spine. Pull the belly in, pull the shoulder blades together. See where you get to. Come on up when you're ready. Let go. Ooh. Take your knees in some windshield wipers. Let go. Try to bring a little twist into the spine to let go of that effort. And then sit yourself in Sukhasana. And in Sukhasana, activate those feet. They're meant to have active feet. So on the edge of the pinky foot, pull toes towards shin. Lift the hips a little to make some space for those active feet. And then just see how it changes the pose. And when those feet get tired, give them a break and take them out of Sukhasana and let them go. Mine get tired after about 3 poses. Broaden your base. Take the hips a little bit wider. Turn inner thighs back and apart. And then find the postural cues. A little arch to the low back. Shift or push the sit bones back to lift the heart and lengthen the back of the neck. Tone the belly. And now turn your head, look over your right shoulder. Stay here, stretch the left side of the neck. Keep everything the same, but lift your eyeballs. Lift them up as high as you can. All right, release eyeballs. Turn to look forward. Keep your postural muscles and turn to look left. Stretch the right side of the neck. Keep everything the same, but lift eyeballs straight up. And let go and release to center and then wiggle, wave. Let it all go. I'm going to turn it on and turn it off throughout the practice. So get good at letting go and get good at snapping it right back up into alignment. Let's do energy medicine yoga. Bring 4 fingertips to meet at the center of the forehead. Pull these fingers across the forehead to the temple. Give a couple circles to the temple. And then draw the fingers back with a little pressure as though you're pushing hair behind your ears. Keep the pressure as you trace behind the ears, down the neck, and then massage the trapezius. Give it a squeeze. Encourage blood flow into these troublemakers. Good. And then bring your hands to your heart and slide right hand down the inside of the left arm, off the fingers, sweep it off. Turn the palm over and trace up. You're tracing lines of energy. It doesn't matter whether you have a little pressure, a lot of pressure, or you hover. Switch sides. Left hand goes down. Release stress. Flip the palm over. Trace up the meridian paths and come back to the heart and take triple warmer mudra, All 10 fingertips are tented. Index fingers rest where the collarbones almost meet, and thumbs reach down to the sternum. Breathe. Check in, receive, gaze is inward. Good. And then release and let go. Shake your shoulders and turn your head left and right with ease, with lightness, with buoyancy. And then send your arms out wide, take them behind the plane of the spine, open up these pectorals, pull shoulder blades together, eyes might lift. And then give yourself a hug and open up the shoulder blades. Walk those hands back and deepen this opening and just rock back and forth. And see and sense the bind is restraining your movement. Just notice any tightness here. And then I'll ask you to pull yourself all the way over to the right, but don't compromise your hips, don't compromise your foundation. Lean, lengthen, and then maybe you will join me in looking down, pulling left shoulder forward, and getting into the left low back. Release that and come back upright, and then lean left. Stay grounded through feet, through ankles, through legs, through hips. And lengthen from right hip to right shoulder, lean right, and then decide if it's good for you to turn to look down to the right, to the left, pull the right shoulder down. All right, release that and rise up. And if it's okay for you to stay in the bind, twist right. If you need a break, need to let go, then let go and then join us again. Twist, see where you get to. Where do your eyes get to? Where does your head and neck go to? Then release forward. Feel the limitation of the bind. Move with it anyways. Press down through your foundation, twist left. Invite the head and neck to go a little deeper if they allow it. And then release. And as you come forward now, enjoy the letting go. And when you let go, place hands on thighs, elbows under shoulders, and take a breath in and out. That's one of the beautiful priorities, is enjoy the letting go of your poses. Shoulder rolls. Get some synovial fluid into these shoulders, and then do one at a time with a kayak of the elbow. Let that touch into the lateral muscles underneath your armpits and even into the rib muscles, as you might even look towards the elbow that is going back, up and back, and then make it into a backstroke with the longer arms. Go at your own timing and your own tempo and the degree of the size of the circle of each arm until you slow it down. Nice. And rest, hands on thighs, draw attention inward and receive. Imprint this mobility. All right, unhook these legs and come to the edge of your rolled blanket. Sit bones are just about to spill off of the rolled blanket because we're going to do Dandasana and tilt forward. The strap. If you have a really strong temptation to round the spine from the get-go, then you might use the strap. If you feel confident that you can keep the spine like a drawbridge, don't use the strap. Strengthen the postural muscles from hips to shoulders. Pull the belly in, lift the heart up, arch the back. See if you can keep those postural cues as you go into a forward fold. Active heels, press down through the backs of the legs. Maybe you lift up tall, and then you might, if you're using a strap, don't join me with these arms. And exhale, we fold forward. Hinge at the hip crease, push the heart forward. Feel the strength in the torso as it remains elongated. Reach up through the crown of the head and elongate slightly more. Pull the belly in. Lengthen the short. Breathe. Hold. Active legs, active feet. Good. As you finish this exhale, then round. And that might mean letting go of the strap, choking up on the strap, whatever works for you, to then come into this now lengthening. It becomes a different movement, experiment. Which one do you like better? Which one feels better in your body? Keep breathing. And now take those soles of the feet, turn toward one another, inversion. Soles of the feet go away from one another and feel the contraction shortening of the outside of the ankle. One more time. Soles of the feet in, towards each other, soles of the feet away from each other. And then set heels on the earth and lift up. Woo, bend your knees, pedal your feet. And let's just do a few side bends. Come back to Sukhasana, put your second favorite leg forward. Broaden your hips, broaden your sit bones. Do a few cat-cows. Just push the heart forward, round the spine, and just notice as you repeat this movement, do things lengthen? Does some of the tightness at the beginning of practice, does it start to warm up? All right, when you're ready, come upright, put hands on your head, elbows out to the side, lean to the right, and keep lateral. Don't let that top left elbow go forward. And bring yourself upright, and let this be a warm-up. We'll deepen it on the next round. Side bend to the left. Stay grounded through your foundation and come on up. Now, take hands behind the head. Push your head into your hands. Hands resist. Now, see how you've got like a triangle? You're keeping the pectoral muscles open as you side bend. You're lengthening. Side bend right. Keep pressing the head into the hands. Keep having the hands resist. And rise up. Keep that tension. Side bend left. Good. Enjoy. Breathe. Bring yourself up. And release and let go. And enjoy the letting go. Shake your shoulders. Turn your head and check in. How did that feel to add that tension? Now let's erase that tension with a beautiful wave-like movement. So that we do the long and the strong, and then we do the supple. So let the arms be like bird wings, from fingertips up to shoulders. And keep them below the shoulders, so that it's really nice and easy and accessible. And then bring the hands down towards the earth with palms face down. Inhale, arms up to shoulder height. Exhale, palms turn up. A little floating like action. Inhale, arms rise like strings are attached to your fingers. Exhale, arrive. Inhale, stretch up. And then bend at the elbows, palms face down. Very slow. Exhale, ride down through your center line. Look down. Follow fingertips. Release your hands to the earth and bring in that wave-like movement. You might even lower your gaze and just sense and feel and receive this pose. And then release the hands, palms are down. Inhale, draw energy up from the earth to shoulders. Exhale, palms turn up. On your inhale, arms float up, almost like the whole body lifts up with those arms. Exhale, your arms arrive overhead. On an inhale, reach up a little bit more, look up, and exhale, so soft, bend, soft, palms down, slow it down. Comb through your own energy field and release and let go. When you get down there, when you finish your exhale, shake your hands out, shake it out, maybe shake up to your shoulders, and then let's twist. Let's twist with just a light movement, and then we'll deepen it. Inhale, arms up, press down through heels and through feet and through hips, and as you lengthen up through the fingertips, and then exhale, twist right. Float your arms down to support the twist. Check in with your gaze compared to the bind. On an inhale, you can release, face forward, float up. Exhale, drift left, hands float down, touch down. Turn your gaze to the left or back behind you, and on an inhale, untwist. Lift up, turn your palms towards me, bend at the wrists, and trace down. That beautiful long exhale. And then set up your Sukhasana twist. I almost started a new word, Sukhasik. Left hand touches right knee. This is what we want for the twist. The left ribs twist you towards the right. So let the left ribs activate with that left hand touching right knee, and then let your right hand sweep behind you and bring yourself into a twist. And now see if that is your deepest twist yet. Pull in, grow tall, pull in through the belly, grow tall through the spine, keep breathing. Check in with your neck. And on an inhale, you can untwist, lift up, face forward, rise up, look up. Exhale, give me your palms, bend at the wrists, slowly let go. Let that be like an eraser, like reset, start over. And then right hand touches left knee. And put a little energy into it. Bring the right ribs towards the left hip. Once the hand is connected, left hand goes back behind you. And twist yourself. Feel the beautiful strength in your torso. Pull up through the midline. Add a little arch to the low back. Add the lift of the heart. Lengthen the back of the neck as you are turning, twisting left, and all of that helps you on your next inhale untwist. Rise up. Turn your palms towards me. Bend at the wrist. Trace down. Close your eyes. Receive this exhale. When you get down there, shake your shoulders like you're laughing. Turn your head left and right. Say no, 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 no. And then let go. We are coming to table pose. It's good to have a blanket underneath your knees. And when you come to table, have fun, have free form movement. Move in whatever way inspires you. It does not have to be yogic. Take your body in different formations. You have a lot of access to different types of movement in this all fours. You might choose one and stay there. You might need to sink into a child's pose. You might need to do anything. You get to figure it out and listen to your body. And enjoy it. Good. And then eventually, you take as long as you like, but eventually we meet in neutral table, which strengthens your posture because there is engagement in your core. By virtue of the placement of your hands and knees, you are inviting the spine to be long, so you might need to walk the hands slightly forward rather than directly underneath shoulders. And you might just check and have a sense that your knees are underneath your hips. The toes could be tucked or the tops of the feet could be on the earth. And then move your body, follow your breath. Which one do you like to do first? An inhale for your cow, or do you like to start with an exhale? Do the one you love and then just move your body between the two. It's recommended that the movement of the spine starts from the pelvis. You can do that, and if it works for you, yes. And if it doesn't, then just follow what your body is doing right now. Your body has an innate wisdom. It knows what it needs. So make this movement your own. Flow between them 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 times till your cup is full. The body usually says, yep, had enough. What's next? All right, when you're ready, we're going to now take our body in a side bend. Spread your hands out wide like a starfish and turn to look at your right pinky toe. And feel the stretch. On the left side, and come on back. And on an exhale, turn to look at the left pinky toe and just stretch and enjoy and invite this lengthening. Lengthen the short. And then come back. Back to neutral table. And we're going to do the tiger walk. And as we do this, I want you to remember how it feels because we're going to also do it standing as a balance challenge. Step your right foot back. Keep the ball of the foot connected. Power up the back leg. Lengthen the left arms. And turn on the muscles to lift yourself away from the earth. Pull your body to the midline. You have a central axis of the spine. Pull everything in as you reach out. And then let go. Let the dominant force be the pulling in. Let go on all fours. When you're ready, do the other side. Left leg long. Power it up. Right arm long. Turn on the muscles. Stabilize the hips. Feel these muscles stabilize you to help you balance, to help you pull in first as you extend limbs. Then let go. Set down. And now we'll move with the breath. Dynamically 2 more times. Right leg, left arm. Inhale, up. Strengthen. Exhale, come down. When you're ready, left leg, right arm. Lift, extend. Pull in to stabilize. Exhale, let go. And do 1 more set on your own. Move with confidence. Move lifting only up as high as you feel good. Let go as you're ready. Let your breath tell you. And do that the other side. Nice. Okay, now bring your blocks forward. You don't need them this very second, but I want to take you into active child's pose. So knees under hips, walk hands forward, keep your head lifted, and stretch your hips back towards your heels, and then come up onto spider tip fingers, and feel this lengthening. Almost like you're hollowing out your armpits. Pull your hips back. It's helpful to have your toes tucked. I find that's a little bit more stabilizing for me, but you do what works best for you. Stretching your spine, lengthening your arms, activating your wrists. And then, can you release the arms and find those blocks and set your blocks on the lowest height in front of you to put elbows on them. So you're going to have to experiment to find the place for them, but they're forward of your shoulders. And then you're invited to come into Anjali Mudra and put the mudra hands over the head as you open your heart. Lower heart towards the earth. You're opening shoulders, you're lengthening the chest. You try not to have a big sway back, but we're lengthening, so you're working up with the heart. Breathe. And then come out of it. Lift up a bit, come out safely, go slow. Move your blocks, and then take your child's pose. The child's pose that is the rest pose. Knees wide, big toes touch. Lower your body toward the earth, rest it, rest the head. If the head does not rest with comfort, stack your hands or put a block under your forehead. But find the most comfortable position for you so that you can let go. You can turn the switch off, which is just as important as the capacity to turn it on and power everything up. Feel your breath, expand your rib cage in all directions. Empty out the lungs with a full exhale. Let this just downshift you so that you power up your battery for the hard things that are coming up. One more beautiful breath cycle in your rest pose. Let go, let go, let go. Finish your exhale. And then you're going to transition to table. And then you're going to be invited to come into Vajrasana. So I'm on the blanket. My tops of my ankles have this padding. And you're invited to sit on your heels and really take awareness of hips up to crown of the head for posture. Your ankles may not like that. You could put one block underneath sit bones vertical, or two. You're going to experiment. You might even put a blanket in between that. You could come to standing knees. So these are variations. I like to have one block myself. And then take mind of your posture. A little arch to the low back, which will benefit from you pulling up your belly. Push the sit bones back to help you lift your heart up. You're doing your best to keep the waves of the spine, not doing a big sway back. You're just adding a little arch so that you don't have the sprawl of the couch, right? We know the difference. Heart lifted, long back neck. Lower your shoulders away from your ears. Slightly tip your chin forward. Keeping all of that, let's twist. Arms in front of you. Twist your hands towards the right hip. Maybe touch your toes. Maybe touch that opposite waist. And then let go. Come back forward and then twist yourself left. Go where you get to. Use fingertips, whatever they reach. Good. Release and let go. And now with this upright spine, with this connection into your posture, keep it lovely and engaged as you circle your spine. Try to not move the hips so much. Rather, imagine a bowl of the pelvis holding this stir, this like long stir the pot. So try your best to keep sit bones stable rather than rocking side to side on that if you do have a block like me. And do your best. This gives you information about what's tight. Low back, for a lot of us, low back is tight. So keep your posture, keep the activation of those muscles, go the other way. As your muscles agree, your circle, your spine circle might enlarge. If not, keep it nice and small and doable. Keep the integrity of the pose rather than going some big movement. All right, that's good. What am I doing for you next? On your belly. On your belly, have a strap nearby if your hands do not easily bind behind your back. Come onto your belly and just give yourself 2 or 3 rounds of breath in a rest pose. Stack your hands, rest your forehead, rock your hips, let go, start fresh. Maybe bend the knees and take those lower legs left and right, and just let go. Sounds so easy. All right, let the lower legs touch the earth, tops of the feet touch the earth. Let's start with cobra, baby cobra. Hands frame the heart, elbows hug the ribs. Keep connected through the legs and the hips as you lift your upper body. We'll do 2 of them, so let the first one just warm you up. Good evening, back. Pull shoulder blades together and down, don't hurt your neck. You might lift your hands, or you might lift the heels or the fingertips, one or the other. Exhale, lower down. Rest the forehead, let your muscles rest, rock your hips, and then pause and prepare to go again. You might change your legs, you might pull those inner thighs together, inner feet together, zip up through the foundation. You might try that, or you might do it your way. Inhale, rise. Strong foundation, strong back. You might check in to add the challenge of lifting fingertips, heels of the palms, or both. Let go, rest. This time rest your arms, so take your arms into a different shape. You could rest on one cheek. And I want you to be efficient, very good and efficient in your rest. Lower your heart rate when you get the chance so that you're ready to work again. This next pose is locust with hands behind the back at the sacrum. If your hands do not bind on their own, you might bring the strap so that you get the tension to help you pull up and really use that opposite pole to help you grow taller. If your hands bind, use that. Prepare. When you're ready, lift your legs, lift the upper body. Perhaps you lift arms away from the back with either the strap or the bound hands. Hold the shoulder blades together, lift a little higher. Don't hurt your neck, your gaze is down. Crown of the head reaches forward, toes reach opposite direction. Pull in to help your back lift up. Let go. Relax, let the earth hold you. Release your bind, release effort. Lay on one cheek or rest on a forehead, whatever is the rest pose for you. You might rock your hips. We're going to go again. This time no bind, but arms long. Arms long, like Superman. Again, really challenging now. You're not connected into your torso. The arms are extended, which activate your core. This is challenging. If 2 arms lifted is not the right thing for you, then you might just do one arm and push the other hand and arm into the earth. Know that you're building strong postural muscles with this movement. As you're ready, lift. Locust. Lift the limbs, keep them long. Lift the arms, keep them long. Lift your upper body. Keep breathing. The breathing might make you rock. Lift away from the earth. Hold. Keep the breath coming in and out. And eventually let go. Woo. And rest. Let the breath travel in and out. Slow the heart rate. And feel the efficiency as you challenge the body and then as you let go. Okay. And now we got half bow pose. Half bow pose. We can do this. Come into Sphinx. Put elbows under shoulders, forearms parallel, and hands take a starfish. Tops of the feet start touching and then bend. Oh, let's see. Start with the left forearm. becomes parallel to the short edge of your mat. Bend the right knee. Woo! Reach back with the right hand to touch or point to the back ankle. This is where we find out where things are short. And we want to lengthen what's short. So try your best to first connect. If it's pointing, then pointing is fine. The strap could also be around your ankle to help you. Press down through left leg, left forearm, and perhaps you add a little bit more. So lifting that right thigh off the ground, feeling that arch, that stretch. If hips are tight, they're not, that thigh won't lift. If your back is overworking, you might have this big work in the low back. Try to balance out the work. Try to help the hip open if that's what's tight. And eventually we let go. Try to let go gracefully and lower yourself all the way down. Go flat as an antidote to the arch. Make your arms be in a place that help you find rest. Same with your head. Big breath in. Clearing exhale out. All right, and then we're going to do the other side. So what was that? That was left forearm. Okay, so now right forearm goes perpendicular to the mat. You start in Sphinx. And lift and bend the left leg. Reach back. Left hand to left ankle. Could be pointing, could be a strap. After you get a hold of it, then you are trying to arc. So lift the thigh away from the earth and have a little bit more rounding in your back and openness in your left shoulder. Hug to the midline, and that knee should not be sprawling out left. Go where you get to. Try to lengthen what's short in your body. If you find something that's really bendable and something that's really tight, then you want to soften the bendy part and you want to try to encourage the tight part to lengthen. All right, let go with grace and rest. Let go all together. Be heavy. Let this whole front line of the body touch the earth, including your head. Place arms in a position that relax you. Breathing in, clearing it out. And now we transition to standing. Through a little bit of a flow. Tuck the toes, hands at the heart. Press up to table and lift right up into downward facing dog. A beautiful counter pose to the back bends we just did. And now inhale, shift forward into plank. If you need to change your feet and your hands, get the right position here. Power up the body, pull to the midline, and then exhale, lift up, downward facing dog. And now keep this position. Don't move anything as you inhale, plank. Pull the belly, pull front body to back body. Be strong through shoulders, power up those legs. Exhale, downward dog. Point the tailbone up, stretch the muscles, heels towards the earth. Warm it up. Inhale, plank. Power it up. And exhale, downward dog. And now arise to down dog. If you need a little bit more warm up, feel free to bend knees, walk the dog. And if you're good, then just pause and breathe. Lengthen the spine, lower heels towards the earth. Start to lengthen the backs of the legs. Have some freedom in your neck, so look at your toes. One more big, beautiful breath here. Good. Now bend the knees and walk feet to hands or hands to feet. Find yourself in a forward fold. Let go of the head and neck. Generous bend in the knees. Grab opposite elbows. Shake your head no. Let that head just almost detach. And then sway. Upper body hangs off of the hips. Everything's loosey-goosey. Let gravity stretch and lengthen you. And then release the movement and release the elbows. Feel 8 wheels of the sole of your feet touching the earth and press down to rise. Heel the upper body away from the lower body. Lift up long, hands meet overhead. Exhale down this sacred line. Land at the heart, take a breath in. And release your mudra, breathe it out. Shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, wiggle it out. Let loose. Kind of shake yourself into standing. All right, what's my first thing? Block. Block between the thighs and find your posture. Push this block with inner thighs should be pushing the block in and back. All right, so first feel that, setting the block up. Bend of feet. 8 tires. Big toe mound, little toe mound, inner heel, outer heel. Lift the toes. Try to shift your weight side to side to feel those 4 tires on each foot. And then still your mountain and lower your toes. Activate the big toe for a 5th wheel. Bonus. All right, now lift the kneecaps. Does that help your inner thighs push the block back, beat through the legs? And then lift the core, lift the heart, open, broaden across your collarbones, and sink. Those shoulder blades come together, point down, the tailbone points down, weight in your heels. Tadasana. Inhale, arms out and up. Rise up, reach up, look up, squeeze that block, push it back between your thighs, lifting the heart up between your hands. Stay up here, but lower shoulders away from ears. Nice breath in. On an exhale, level your gaze. Keep everything aligned as you lower the right arm, side bend to the right. Stretch, lengthen. Lengthen because you're stable in the lower body. Come on up. Lower the left arm, lean, left, drift where it feels delightful, and really rely on the stabilizing postural muscles of the lower body. Then lift up, hands meet, and exhale down slow. Pause here, receive here. Easy breath in, attention inward. Easy breath out. And let the block go. Now I'd like to just take you through lunge warm-ups. So it's sort of like a warrior 1 because I want you to step back without support, without arms lifted, and set the heel down and bend the front knee, and then come forward. I just want you to warm up the hips with this movement, and it will challenge your balance because your arms are not lifted. If you know that you need support, then your arms could go out wide. Your arms could be at your hips or your arms could be at your side. The point is that you're using sort of a sensing, especially 4 wheels of the back foot are just really seeking the ground behind you. And the 4 wheels of the front foot are really stabilizing you. So let's work with the right leg first. Find Tadasana. What helps you? What's your shortcut? What helps you have vertical alignment? Is it the lifted heart? Perhaps that's the one thing you take away. If you only remember that about posture, lift your heart. Take a big breath in. Exhale, step the right foot back. Feel the left knee bend. Find the earth with the back right heel. Feel 8 tires. And then bend the back knee and step forward. And we'll go to the other side. Breath in, shift your weight, step back. Use these wheels. Feel all 8 of them. Stretch your calf, lengthen that short muscle. Then bend the left knee and step forward. I'd like you to do it 2 more times. Set your eyes on a point. Stabilize yourself. Find the earth with that back right heel. Stretch short muscles in the calves. Bend the knee, come forward. Shift your weight. Step back with the left foot. Where are the eyes most helpful for you to give you balance, stability, and length? Press off back foot, join front foot. I think that's good. Stand in Tadasana. Point the tailbone down. Lift the heart and breathe. From here, let's back bend freestanding like a baby cobra, except I want to use hitchhiker thumbs. So give me your best hitchhiker thumbs right in front of you at your ribs. Firm up your alignment. What helps? Arch the low back. The sit bone things while we're sitting, That doesn't work while you're standing. So instead, it's you sort of, to lift the heart, you push back through those inner thighs, like we did with the block. Lengthen the back of your neck and take your hitchhiker thumbs out and stop when they're at your ribs. How does this feel? This is good enough. You're opening up your pectoral muscles much more than we typically do in any given day. Now, to have a safe back bend, you need strong quads. So firm up those quads, squeeze those glutes, and take the hitchhiker thumbs behind the back. Pull your shoulder blades together. How does this feel? Maybe your eyes lift. Your eyes and head and neck need not be a part of this. If you like to open the neck, you add it in. Work mostly on pulling the shoulder blades together, lengthening the front body to contract the back body. Pull in to the midline, to the central axis of the spine, and then enjoy letting go. Breathe. Hands under shoulders. Breath in and out. Let the pause help you imprint your mobility. Shake it out. Shake it out for real. Shake, 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 shake. You might even lift the heels and shake out of your head, because we're going to balance. We're going to do balance poses, and I don't want a judging mind. Let the judging mind go have a rest. We're doing the opposite, the tiger walk. Opposite arm leg lift. If you know you need a friend like the wall, then go near the wall. So first set your left foot. When we work on all of this stuff, single leg balances really help your postural muscles. And but in your single leg balance, please don't lock that knee. It should look alive. It should look like a dancer's leg, which dancers always look like they're about to spring. So it should feel, engagement should look alive. You should be able to feel your strength and feel a degree of relaxed. So you see that opposite, the push-pull? Can you cultivate both of those? As I invite you to shift your weight to the left foot and come onto the right big toe. Lift the left arm. This right hand can be at your hip or at your side. And now as those strings are attached to your left fingertips and your right knee, lift. If balance is troublesome, keep the toe near the ground to tap. If balance is okay, then lift up out of your left shoulder. Lift that right knee as high as hip height. And slowly release. You will help yourself with this balance by setting your eyes on a static spot. 4 wheels of the right foot, active. Feel the leg is engaged, live. Up the inseam of the right leg, alive. Be light on your left. Raise the right arm. And like strings, lift. Stretch. Lengthen. Balance. Stabilize. Lower. Lovely. Set down and step wide. And as you shift your weight side to side, there is the push-pull. It's just going fast. You push, then you pull, and you transfer, and you push, and then you pull, and then you transfer across the pelvis. These things happen all the time. We just expect our body to deliver until it doesn't. But it's good to have that healthy respect for all of these different biomechanical forces that run through the body that let our body feel good. Okay, shake that out. Turn palms forward and backwards. Shake out of your head. We're coming into tree pose. Lift and lower those heels and bounce them. And then try this. Try this sense of feeling alive down the inseam of the anchor leg. So don't lock it out. Try not to have that the overextension in the back of the leg. So have this light bend. And if you feel like you need the support, it's better to have support and have integrity in the pose than to fall out and have to restart. Let's do right foot first. So 4 wheels, big toe, shift your weight, engage, let it feel alive, let it almost be like that dancer about to leap into dancer's pose, which we're gonna do later. Light on your right. Draw the knee away from the midline. Feel a bend. It should feel a little bit weird. Point the tailbone down, lift the heart up. Maybe you lift that bent leg foot to the calf. Maybe you lift it to the upper inner thigh. Do the part that you love. Grow your tree. Feel the inseam of the right leg engaged, alive, lengthening. Let that powerful foundation help you lengthen up from your torso. Stretching out, there's space in your vertebrae. Keep breathing, keep your eyes focused. Lovely, everybody looks so strong. Hands come to the midline. Come down without falling over like me. And release. And what do you like to do in between? Do you like that shifting, resetting, distributing weight amongst two legs? Do you like marching? Do you like hip circles? Whatever you like, it's important to let go and reset until we're ready to start the second side of tree pose. 4 wheels of the left foot, add the big toe, shift your weight there. Feel the inseam of the left leg engaged, alive. Draw the right knee out. Set the degree to which you want a single leg balance. Support, less support, challenge. When you feel alive in that left leg, grow your branches. How does it feel to have that micro bend in your left anchor leg? Feel the aliveness, pull energy up the arch of the foot, up the inseam of the left leg, into your torso. That gives you that strong foundation to stretch up. Open your heart. Maybe you turn your palms up to the sky. Any slight change can challenge you. Keep breathing. Excellent. Let's pull it into the midline and let go. I fell out of both of those. Sway or circle, or the hips circling is different. We did the spine circling. When the hips are the focus of the movement, it becomes a different lengthening. Go the other way. See if when you push your hips forward, you can feel hip flexors lengthening, which are tough little ones to lengthen. All right, a little marching, a little shaking, and now I've got a push-pull example that's kind of fun. It takes a couple of minutes to get you there and to show you it, but the reality is when you use this push-pull, it's seconds. And you'll use it when you're in an alanasana with only 6 wheels of the car touching and you change into something. You'll use that, the stabilization of the push-pull. So stand at the top of your mat. Set your feet for mountain pose. Feel 8 tires. Take a breath in, and then step the right foot back like we did with our warm-up lunges. Find the earth, find the ground with your right heel. 8 tires. I want you to get a stretch in your calf. So if you don't have a stretch right now, you might need to challenge yourself and push back a little. Feel 8 tires. And now imagine your right foot is glued to the earth, but I've asked you to step it forward. So imagine you're stepping it forward, but the right heel is glued to the ground. What muscles activate? Your quad and your hip flexor. Same glued foot, I've asked you to kick that foot back. Slide it back. When I ask you to do that, what do you feel? Calf, hamstring, glutes. Now just feel that. Push-pull. And maybe we give ourselves a little challenge as you lift your arms up, maybe your eyes lift, maybe your hips sink. Push-pull. It really stabilizes you. Lower your arms to come out of this, bend the back knee, press off back foot, joins front foot, stand up tall, let it all go. A little shake, a little wiggle, a little dance, and we'll do the same thing. And even just the words it takes to tell you that takes longer than the action. So you'll do the pull forward, you'll do the push back, and then you'll do and maybe feel how that stabilizes your whole hip. The stability in a lunge is your back, long leg. That's the power in the pose. All right, let's do the other side. Mountain pose, find vertical alignment, and do your best. It's not about a perfect Tadasana. We are an accumulation of habits across the lifetime. Sometimes it's good enough. Breath in, step the left foot back. Find the earth with the heel, put it down, 8 wheels. Bend in the front knee. Feel some alignment, feel some pulling in of the belly. And then the back foot's glued, but I've asked you to step forward. Step but don't step. Sorry but not sorry. All right, and then same foot's glued to the ground, but I've asked you to slide it back or kick back. Feel the muscles activate. Now do this zigzag, push-pull. If you really want to try it out, lift your hands up, lift your heart up, lift your gaze up, push-pull. Lower hands, bend the back knee, press off back foot to join front foot, and let it all go. Let go, like you had no bones. Ooh, all the way down, all the way back up. That's a fun one. Let it go. Be good at letting it go. And then let's bring it together and do a sun salutation. I hope I have time for dancer pose. Let's do a sun salutation and then we'll do dancer pose. I think we can do it. Yes, we can. Blocks at the top of your mat if you love them. You don't need blocks. Find your mountain pose. Set your feet. Feel those tires stabilize you. And then power up the body. What helps you? Is it the arch of the low back? Is it the lifting of the heart? Is it the lengthening of the neck? You find the thing that works for you. Inhale, arms out and up. Be tall, look up, Urdhva Sthasana. Turn palms away. And keep that lovely long spine as you bow. I'd rather have you bend the knees than round in the spine. So keep long through the spine. Go down to where you can. And then inhale, lift up the spine part way so that you can lengthen the legs. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend knees if needed. Hands touch blocks. Right leg steps back. Straight leg lunge. You've got 6 wheels touching. Front wheel drive on the right foot. Feel a big, broad left foot. And tap away from blocks. Pull to the midline in your lower body. Lift up. You could stay near blocks. You could touch the back knee to the earth. And you could challenge yourself with the push-pull of the right foot. Push it back, pull forward. Tone the belly. Lengthen. Float your hands down. Touch your blocks. Remove blocks and step back, downward facing dog. How does this feel? If you need more time to warm up your dog, take it. Try to sense that your feet and your hands are in the right place so that when we lower to plank, you won't have to move either set. Lengthen, point the tailbone up, lengthen the spine, push the weight of the hips back, lower heels towards the earth, and lengthen the backs of the legs. Big, beautiful breath in. Calming breath out. And then inhale into plank and feel the line of energy. Pull the front body to the back body. Pull in. Breathe. And then lower yourself to the earth in full plank or half plank. Keep elbows close to ribs. When your body touches down, tops of the feet touch the earth. Inhale, maybe it's baby cobra, maybe you lengthen arms to full cobra. Some folks might lift up to upward facing dog. Lifting hips, lifting thighs if you want. Exhale, release. And we meet in downward facing dog. Come up through plank or come up through table. Feel the circle. We've been here before. Let your body just find the fullest expression of the pose. Feel into it. Slow your breath down. Slow your heart rate down. On an inhale, right leg rises. 3-legged dog. Exhale, pull knee to the chest and step it forward. You might find blocks. And then establish those wheels. 4 wheels in the right foot plus the big toe. 2 wheels on the back left foot. When those wheels are stable, lift away from blocks. Pull the inner legs, the thighs toward the midline. Pull in. Lift if that's safe for you. As you rise, feel that lengthen, stretch, and elasticity sink your hips. Do the push-pull with your left foot. Pull in, push back, feel stable. through that left hip. Take a breath in, float your hands down. Touch. Press off back foot, joins front foot. Uttanasana, point the crown of the head down. Can you deepen this forward fold? Can you sense into short muscles and touch or sense into muscles that are easily lengthened? Try to balance it out. All right, and then 8 wheels touch the earth. Inhale, peel upper body away from lower body. Rise. Feel some vertical alignment from fingertips to ankles, and then let your hands touch and slowly exhale. Come home. When you get there, enjoy a breath in and a relieving exhale out. And let it all go and give yourself a little shake and a little wiggle and a little dance. And let's see if we can get dancer pose in. Dancer pose, you might like the wall. You might like the wall for this, or you might want to challenge your balance and stand here and do your best. You're working, if you're at the wall, you're going to let the outside leg and the outside arm be the contrast. Set the inside foot if you're using it this way, if we're all using support, or your left foot if you're standing facing me. Set that foot, get 4 wheels of the car touching the earth plus the big toe. Your inside arm might just lightly touch the wall or not. Bend your knee. First feel it underneath your hip and see, maybe we do it this way, sorry. Start over, erase. Lift your outside knee and put your hand on the thigh. Bring it, slide it down over the knee. Go down the calf until you get a hold of the ankle. And then you might point the ankle down. And then you might straighten up through your spine. You might lift that inner arm up the wall or the door jamb if you're at home. And then you might add some push-pull. So push the ankle away, arm pulls the ankle in. You might then feel that in your back, lengthening. And then you might add a little tip forward. You're looking alive in that anchor leg. It has a little bend in that knee. Those 4 tires are working hard, the big toes working hard. You go to where you get to. Tap away from your support. And then eventually you lift up and release the bind and set down. Dancer pose can have so many variations. You could be holding on to your yoga pant leg. And you might not do any tipping. You might just have a single leg balance. So these are just variations. You do the one that you stay in confidence with. Turn and do the other leg, and I'm going to watch you. Inside leg is your anchor leg, that one of engagement, that one that's going to look alive. Really feel the aliveness up the inseam of that anchor leg. Be light on the left, and let's lift that knee up in front of you and slide the hand over the front of the knee, down the front calf until you grab that. Maybe the knee points directly underneath the hip as you lengthen up with good posture muscles. And then slide the inside arm straight up and begin to add the arch as you push the bent leg foot back, but the arm pulls it in. Add length, look alive in your anchor leg. Everyone's looking nice and alive through the inner anchor leg. Enjoy the pose, try to relax in the pose. Come to the fullest expression of the pose and release and let go when it's right. Beautiful. As you come back to standing upright, let's all do hip circles. Let's erase the tension, keep the imprint of the mobility. Make these hip circles lovely and feeling good. All of these joints are soft. Go the other way. All right, and now you've worked so hard that you're really going to enjoy a very short warm down on your back and then a lovely long shavasana. So as you transition, just get the props that you love in the vicinity that they are needed. So a rolled blanket or a bolster at the lower third of your mat. Perhaps a folded blanket for head if that serves you. You don't need any props for the warm down poses. Just gonna lower the lights a touch. And as you lower down, come onto your backs and meet me in constructive rest. Bent knees, feet on the earth, arms at your side, palms up. Just breathe. Begin that transition of letting go. Slowing down the heart rate, allowing the weight of your body to be held, feeling the back body touch the earth. All right, now lift feet, hands on knees, keep the big toes touching, and then row the knees. Knees go out wide and then come in for a circle. Feeling this is work with the hips. When you've done about 3 circles one direction, go the other way. Good. And then give them a big squeeze, the knees, a big squeeze, a deep flexion in the knees. The cartilage of the knees gets positive stimulation when you take knees through their full range of motion. So you've got the deepest flexion here, and then go ahead and push the feet up toward the ceiling and lengthen the legs to the degree that your legs will lengthen, and then bend them deep again, pull them in, and now that's double Apanasana. Let's do single Apanasana. Interlace your hands in front of the right knee, flex the right foot. Send the left leg long. You might set the heel down and just have this opposite push-pull, or you might add in a little psoas work by lifting the left leg to a 45-degree angle away from the earth and flatten the low back. And then let that left leg lower, use your core, set the heel down, and weight is released, and switch the bend in the knee. Left knee now pulls in tight to the chest, flex the left foot. Right leg is long, foot active, heel on the earth. You might keep it there and just have this push-pull, or you might lift the right leg to a 45-degree angle. Push down the small of the low back so that you're using more muscles than just that low back. Hold and breathe, and then let go. When you let that right leg rest on the earth, let the left leg join it and come into a full body stretch with 2 long legs and arms overhead, and a big stretch with a lot of space. A lot of space for this torso, for the vertebrae of the spine, for the rib cage, for your lungs. Big breath in, big breath out. And that's that. You might just lower the arms slightly and magnetize to the earth in Shavasana, or you might set your props up in ways that support you, like a blanket underneath the knees, a possible blanket to cover you. Anything that helps you let go. sound of the bell, feel into the heaviness of your body. Let that heaviness be held by the earth, and be very thoughtful about the way that you bring movement back into it. So start with a breath, a deeper breath in. Just sense what the breath moves. It moves bone and tissues and liquid. That's how powerful this invisible force of the breath is. Release it out. And then follow this suggested movement. Put your attention on the tips of your fingers, and then set the intention to move them with the smallest of wiggles. And then add a little more movement, getting all of the knuckles, and then increase that movement up to the wrists, to bend the wrists or circle. You might follow that same order, that same sequence of attention, intention, and then light movement that increases into bigger movement with the toes and the ankles. You might draw awareness to the head and neck and invite slow, gentle movement, turning the head one way and then going the other way. In your timing, as it feels right, move bigger muscles and move bigger joints, and release the stillness. Press props away, spread out, or curl in, or do both. And then you might take your time to do the transition to seated by bending your knees, rolling your body to one side and staying there in that sacred pause on your side with bent knees drawing in, a blanket or a bent elbow supporting your head, and just at least a round or two of breath here. Feeling your energy shift, imprinting the peace of your Shavasana and the benefits of your movement into your body. And when you're ready, use arms to press you up. Tuck your chin slightly until you bring your spine upright. Use any prop to support your tall spine, putting it underneath your hips, keeping attention inward. And as you settle, bring hands to meet at the heart, Anjali Mudra. You might add that little activation to the mudra by pressing the heels of the palms together. It might push elbows out wide and might help you broaden your collarbones. You might expand the webbing of the fingers apart from one another as you place thumbs at your sternum. Lengthening up through the back of the neck. Feel how your head bows to your heart. From this place of presence, name your intention. Take your intention with you off the mat. Weave it into your thoughts. Bring it into your words and demonstrate it in your actions. I repeat the affirmation from the beginning of class. Today I choose to be present to my life rather than to thoughts about my life. Today I choose to be present to my life rather than to thoughts about my life. Now let's join our voices and join our energy and lift it up and amplify it and seal the practice with the single chant of Om. Feel into these vibrations of your own voice. Exhale, inhale, clearing breath in and out. And perhaps you join me in lifting your thumbs up to this energy center in your forehead, your third eye, for clear seeing of your own radiant light within, which mirrors and reflects this very same light in all others you encounter. Namaste. 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 An extra namaste to the birthday girl.
I got good news today. Christy is hopeful she'll be back next week.
Great.
She's going to the doctor hoping to get clearance.
Oh, that's good news.
Thank you, Mo.
You're welcome, Beth. Nice to have you.
Likewise, to be here.
And how was my voice?
Fine. I could hear everything.
Okay, Brenda, not so good. I don't know whether that's you or me.
Yep. I don't, you never know. You never know. Must not be you because if she could hear you.